Hello, 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 and welcome back to Yoga with Angelia. I'm Angelia. If you have liked and subscribed to the channel, I thank you so much. If you have not, please consider. You'll be helping me out. Today we're going to be doing a short practice on with heart disease, because yoga is good for just about anything. You can find a practice that's going to help. And this one is going to be about heart disease, strengthening. And we're going to start with just a big inhale. And exhale it out. Two more just like that. And then we're going to be coming into a tree pose. Inhale, looking up, bringing it back down. One more. Inhale it to the top and bringing it back down. Now from here we're going to go into that chair pose, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds in that chair pose, and we're going to use that good old breath of fire today. That just means breathing in nice and deep through the nose, long inhales, and then exhaling it out. And then we're going to make our way back up to the top and let that go. And we're going to be dropping back down. And if you can't hold it for 30 seconds, no big deal. Just come in and hold as long as you can. And we want to get the breath to go in faster and faster each time. So we're going to start again. Coming into your chair pose. Coming all the way up and let that go. We're aiming for 3 rounds, but if 3 rounds is too much for you today or holding for 30 seconds, just start working your way up to it. You can just do 1 round and hold as long as you can. We're going to be coming back into that chair pose, so make sure the weight's in the heels. Sitting back, reaching up in that chair. Make sure you're exhaling fully each time. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Coming back up, aiming for 3 rounds, guys. So you can always have a chair behind you. So if you get tired, you can just sit on the edge of your chair. We're going to be coming down into a nice long lunge here. So I'm going to get it aimed up. We're going to be in that low lunge, and we're going to be here. So we're going to be bringing the right foot forward, stepping the left foot back, and we want to keep that heel up off of the floor. So we're going to step out wide, keeping that back knee up as long as you can, lining myself up in front of that timer. And I'm just going to be dropping down, coming down into that low lunge. Now if it's too much, please drop the back knee down and work your way here. We're fixing to come up and hold for 30 seconds. Use that breath now. Looking ahead, nice slow lunge. And if the floor's too far away, you can always use some blocks and bring the floor closer to you, just so you know. You can always use blocks. Bring it up higher for you. And go ahead and step that foot forward as many steps as you need to, and roll yourself up. And we're just going to be switching it out. We're going to be switching out. So bringing the left foot forward now, taking the right foot back behind you, preparing for, always come down, whatever you need to do to set yourself up. And we're going to be raising up and you can even come up and hold for 10 or 15 seconds and lower the knee. Work your way up to holding it for 30 seconds. Again, you can always use blocks if you need to bring the earth closer to you. Propping yourself up on blocks. Just remember that. There's always ways to bring things closer to you and get that same stretch. And as many steps as you need to get back up to the top. Rolling yourself back up to the top. Go ahead and take a little side bend here. Stretch it out. Take time to love on yourself. And we're going to repeat that. So we're going to repeat it. So you decide what you need to do. Get those legs apart. I'm going to do a repeater. So bringing it down, nice and low. See if you can get down a little lower. Reaching out through that heel. Remember your options. 10 seconds. It goes by pretty quick. And bring it on back up. Just roll back up. Stretch it up. Bringing it down. Roll the shoulders back. Sometimes they want to creep up on us. And we're going to prepare. Stepping the left foot back forward. Remember, you can stay down on the knee. Stepping back. Lowering down. Get down there. You'll find sometimes second time around you have a little more space in your hip. Reaching back. Think about reaching back out through your heel as you're driving forward. Make sure that knee's in line with the ankle. Really reaching back. Imagine you're trying to tear the mat straight down the middle. One's going back as you're driving forward. And as many steps as you need to come back to the top. Taking your time to come up each time. Maybe pause. And then all the way up. Reach those arms up and over. One more round. We got one more round, and always feel free to put the back knee down if you need to. You can put that back knee down. And step back. And you can even come up on the fist. Five seconds. And walk it on up. Hold in. All the way up to the top. Stretch it out. Bring it down. Last round coming up. We're aiming for 30 seconds to hold and coming up for a 30-second rest. So get the legs apart. Remember, you can always drop your back knee. Line yourself up. Dropping down. Preparing for it. Here we go. Last round, guys. Remember your options. Fingertips. Fist. Blocks. Whatever setting you need for the blocks. Reaching back through that left heel. Driving forward like you're trying to tear the mat down the middle. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, pulling down the back. Nice long line from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Gazing just forward to the edge of your mat. As many steps as you need to come up. Half lift all the way up. Stretch it out. How you feeling? Always check in to how you're feeling. Don't never push yourself too hard. And now we're going to be coming into a pigeon. So from pigeon, we're just going to roll down. Coming down, putting the hands onto the mat, lowering yourself down with control. Moving nice and easy, just taking care of ourselves, self-love, self-care. Lining the hands up. And all we're going to do is we're going to take that right knee, extend that leg out nice and long behind us, and we're going to pull through. Coming up into your pigeon. Now from pigeon, we want to make sure the back foot is nice and flat on the mat. Leg is reaching back. And we want to stay upright. So you can always use a block and place it under you for support. Making sure we're staying nice and to the front. The back leg is super straight. The block helps you get up a little higher. Holding your pigeon. Remember the hips are to the front. Shoulders are drawing down and back. And after your hips is opened up, you can start to make your way down. If that's option for you today and available. If not, stay up at the top. And just nice, long, deep breaths. Just work your way down. Maybe just to the forearms today. And if you have a block, you can also have your block. And you can just put it and bring the head to rest. That's always going to be an option. Or if that's not available, you don't have a block, you can stack the fists. Think about reaching forward. The chest is reaching forward. And the hips are driving back. A couple more deep breaths here. Just letting it soften. Flexing those toes. Make sure you're flexing your toes. And you can even curl your back toes under and lift it up. Just get a little more. If that's available to you today, it's just an option. Or you can come all the way down. Extending the arms out. Just letting the back foot rest. Always room to grow. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. And then sending weight to the hands, coming up nice and slow, all the way up. Press back one more time. We're coming up. Go ahead and bring that knee out from under you. And I use the block. Shake that right leg out. It's been a little crampy. Just shake it out, give it a little bit of love. And line yourself up in tabletop position. Wrist is under the shoulders, hip points, knee points. Belly's pulling up and in. And we're just going to take that left leg and extend it all the way out. And then we're just going to pull straight in, sliding through, sliding the back foot back. We don't want to keep that back foot nice and long. And you might find one hip is a lot different than the other, so you're able to stay up more on one side than you are the other. But it doesn't matter if you can or if you can't. A block is just always nice to have sometimes, especially if we're going to be in a pose a few minutes. Just giving yourself a little space. Just bringing it up, lifting your hip a little bit. You're still getting a great stretch. Making sure the front toes are flexed. Hips are still to the front. Back leg is as straight as possible. Foot is flat. Top of the foot is flat on your mat. I don't know if you can see that. Chest is lifted. And then we're going to work from there. Working your range of motion. So this might be all you want. Sitting up nice and tall, breathe deep. Keeping those shoulders relaxed. And then from there you can start to work your way down. Remember your option with the block. You can even bring the block over. You bring the forearms too. You bring the earth up a little closer. Keep thinking about reaching forward, the chest. Reach it on out. Stack the fist if you need to. Always work in your range of motion. The main thing is you've showed up for yourself. The hard part is over. The hard part is over. You made it to the mat. So be proud of yourself that you're taking just a few moments for self-love. Work your way all the way down if that's available. Curling the back toes under, really pressing out through that heel. Driving the right heel back, still pressing the left forward, reaching out. Fingers are spread apart. Palms are face down on your mat. 2 more long, good deep breaths. Bending way back into the hands, lower the back knee, making your way back up to the top. Stretch it open one more time. Using the hands or the fist. Coming up nice and slow with control. Move your block out of the way. Shake that leg out a little bit. Shake it off. We're going to be coming into a seated meditation, and our arms are going to be in a V shape. So you can use a block to sit up on, or you can just sit in your easy pose, whatever feels good to you. The arms are going to be up in a V. So sometimes sitting on a block just gives us a little more room. So I'm going to sit up on the block. You don't have to, you can just sit on the floor. Just giving myself a little more space. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to close our eyes and we're going to be here for 5 long deep inhales and exhales. Now if your arms get tired, feel free to bring them back down. We want to hold the arms out in a V. You're going to find that space where they just stay there, and it's not like any effort. You'll get there. But if it gets to be too much, bring them back down and just rest the palms. So we're going to be bringing the arms up into the V. So reaching out into a V shape, closing the eyes. And you can aim for 30 seconds and take breaks in between. Always feel free to do that. Thinking about the shoulder blades are drawing down. Breathing nice and deep. We've been up almost for 1 minute. If that's enough for you, bring the hands down, but always feel free to bring them down and then take them back up after. If they get to be too heavy, you'll get to that space. You eventually want to be here and try to hold them up for 5 minutes. I know that seems like a long time, but if you break it down and not think about a whole 5 minutes, just 1 minute at a time or 30 seconds at a time. Sometimes our brains play tricks on us, so if we just think of it in the smaller little segments, it doesn't seem that much, because we always feel like we can do anything for 30 seconds, you know, or 10 seconds. You're on your own journey, each and every one of us are, and there's no right or wrong way. Whatever you need to do, if it's 5 seconds at a time, feel free to just do 5 seconds at a time. Like I said earlier, the hard part's over. You showed up. Nice breeze blowing right now. Wind chime. I encourage you, if you can, to go outside every day, get some fresh air. Even if it's just for 5 minutes. A little bit goes a long ways. I can't stress that enough. And feel free to do this for up to 5 minutes holding a V, but for sake of the video time, I'm going to bring my hands on down. Just going to lower on down. Roll my shoulders up and back. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to rest here. Tag a little weight in the elbows. How much you feel alive. Just sitting up nice and tall. Finding that space to breathe. Shoulders are drawing down and back. And if you have a block, I encourage you to sit up on it sometimes, just to feel a difference. I mean, it's okay to sit on the floor, that's great too, but sometimes just to change things up a little bit, lift your seat a little higher, use a towel, a rolled up blanket. We're going to close the eyes and we're going to finish here. Just breathing nice and deep. Match the breath with the inhales in through the nose and the exhales out. Pausing after you've inhaled all you can in, pause for 2 to 3 seconds, and then exhale everything out and pause for 2 to 3 seconds. And we're going to start now. So just inhale as much as you can through the nose. Staying nice and relaxed, keeping your mouth closed. Let your breathing return back to normal. Taking a big inhale again. Bringing your hands down. Bowing over in gratitude. Bringing your hands back up. Namaste, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful day. Self-care, self-love goes a long way. If you're on the block, just come up nice and slow. Making your way up. Always taking time to come up with control. Roll your shoulders back. Enjoying yourself. Don't forget to smile at yourself. Don't forget to give yourself some love. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's Tuesday. God bless.